There are hundreds of billions of stars in our galaxy, yet they are not visible in just any night sky. Light pollution is much like any other type of pollution. For example, polluted air is comprised of several unwanted chemicals moving throughout our atmosphere. A similar instance is present regarding light, except it revolves around unwanted photons. So, what exactly is light pollution? Take, for instance, a cellular device. A bright, sunny morning can overpower the brightness on one's phone. This makes us then up the intensity of the phone's brightness so we may see the screen. The same occurs with stars and the night sky. Light pollution entails any unwanted light that hinders an individual from observing what they wish to see. A final example is turning on a flashlight on a sunny day. The light emitted from the apparatus lacks the intensity to overpower the sun's light in most instances. This is why any light coming from the flashlight will have low visibility. There are a few different forms of light pollution. Different sources list different numbers of how many types there are. The International Dark Sky Association, which I am surprised just as much as you are that such a group exists, but it cites four forms that are typically mentioned by other sources. Glare is the first. This entails any visual discomfort that may arise because of a potent brightness. Sky glow is the effect of artificial lights placed in areas where individuals live. Night skies are illuminated because of these lights. Light trespass occurs when a source of light extends its reach to shine over an area where it is deemed unnecessary. The final type is clutter. This is defined as any centralized area where multiple light sources are shining at a certain time. It is as the name implies, a localized area is filled with several sources of light shining at once. So how exactly does light pollution affect other organisms? Apart from masking the beauty of a night sky, light pollution has many implications on the life of other animals. Organisms greatly affected are those that are nocturnal. They become disoriented by the unlikely setting that is an illuminated night sky. These artificial lights simulate daytime. This has caused many locations to be uninhabitable for these types of organisms. Moreover, there are animals that travel with a guide, this guide being a light source. Many birds rely on natural illumination from the night sky for navigation purposes. Organisms can be repelled or attracted to it. Some birds are attracted to it and follow the source. Many instances have occurred where the source originated from an artificial structure. These birds can crash and injure themselves with these structures. Apart from light pollution affecting other organisms, how exactly does it affect us? We neglect the fact that light pollution affects everyone alike. Melatonin is produced by the pineal gland in our brains. This hormone affects an individual's sleep-wake cycle. It is often referred to as the hormone of darkness, considering its production increases with the darkness that accompanies the nighttime. This pattern of production is a result of one's natural circadian rhythm, which is a term used to represent the overall changes individuals undergo in response to instances of light and darkness throughout the day. Artificial light can suppress the natural quantity of melatonin our bodies regularly synthesize, hence why some suggest we disconnect from our devices an hour before bed. Sometimes it is best to appreciate darkness for what it is. Sleep quality can improve when implementing these practices into our routines. Are there any places on Earth free of artificial light? The lowest depths of the ocean have only been observed by few humans. Bioluminescence shines bright in these areas, considering how dark they are. No sunlight reaches the ocean floor since it is absorbed by water the deeper it travels. Organisms in that low a depth depend on means other than photosynthesis to produce their food. Chemosynthesis, for example, is one of these alternate processes. The deepest known portion of the Earth is the Challenger Deep, also known as the floor of the Mariana Trench. Sunlight can penetrate as deep as 1,000 meters or an estimated 3,281 feet into the ocean. This is if all the right conditions are met. The Challenger Deep extends to approximately 10,935 meters or 35,876 feet. This environment remains without light except by the ones produced naturally from organisms or those from humans and our expeditions to such depths. Finding such a dark location on land would prove difficult because of the sun and human contact. However, several locations exist on land where light pollution is absent. The Instituto de Astrofísica de Canarias conducted a study to find out the darkest spot on land. Roque de los Muchachos Observatory took this title. This observatory is situated at the highest point of an island known as La Palma in the Canary Islands. Spaces, such as the one mentioned, often require low levels of light in the environment so individuals can observe stars through their telescopes. Hence, it makes sense why there are such low levels of light in the ambience. Its high altitude also helps in separating the site from any surrounding light pollution. Now, what if a magical light switch existed that was connected to all the artificial lights on Earth? If this switch would be turned off, how would this affect the presence of photons in our environment? The final photons to be emitted by the light source would continue to diffuse outwards until they are absorbed by the objects around them. This would then leave nothing but darkness, meaning that light pollution is a reversible process. Shutting off all lights at once during the nighttime can open our eyes to portions of the Milky Way that were not visible previously.